Hello, everyone. Welcome back again. Now, today we'll be talking about social media timestamps. So, why are timestamps important? We need to figure out if a post uploaded is indeed true, especially when we need to eliminate, recycle, or false content during major news breaks. And of course, knowing timestamps, it's important to understand the sequence of events. However, as fact checkers, we have to know this. Different platforms use a variety of criteria to determine how their timestamps are displayed. So one good practice is to standardize this by converting all of it into UTC first. If we have the content, we have content from various social media platforms, better to convert it to UTC so we can then compare them later to see if the post was uploaded during the said event or much earlier than that. So as we can see here, Twitter and Facebook actually will display timestamp based on the time zone that your device has been set to. Whereas for YouTube, it shows Pacific Standard Time, which is a US time zone. And on Instagram, it shows Pacific Standard Time and also Coordinated Universal Time, which is UTC. So whilst TikTok uses Unix time code, which is a string of codes that you need to have to convert it into a time zone. So one good practice to have and one very helpful tip is that you can just use any free website out there. In this case, we use the example of timeanddate.com to just basically convert the time zones that you have into UTC for comparison purposes. Now, for Twitter, what we see is that when we open Twitter, we see that there is the user ID, and then there is a timestamp listed here. So usually it will show you by default the duration since it was posted. In this case, it was 6 hours ago, or the date that it was posted. Now, to get the exact time though, what we need to do is that we need to hold our cursor, our mouse, and hover over it. And then after that, you would see a tooltip appearing. So now if you're unsure what a tooltip is, it's simply the name for the small pop-up that you see when you hold your cursor over something for a few seconds. Now, from there, when you hover over your mouse over it, you'll be able to see this tooltip that shows you the exact time and date that it was uploaded. Of course, you got to remember that the person tweeting it may be in a different time zone to you. So therefore, it's always good practice to calculate the time difference to know what local time it was for the uploader. For Facebook, right, same thing as Twitter, below the page, user page ID, basically username, you will see the upload time, right? Well, one thing good practice that we also encourage you to, again, hover your mouse over it to get the tooltip, to get the exact time. But however, to make sure as an extra precautionary measure to be safe, we recommend going into the individual post, meaning that not on the newsfeed, but click and open that post up so you get the individual link, because there is a glitch that caused the timestamp in feed view to be unreliable. We don't know when it'll be fixed yet, but it's best to open the individual link. Do the same thing, hover over it, see the tooltip, get the exact time. So the next thing I want to look at is YouTube. So with YouTube, it shows you the time in Pacific Standard Time, right? But you remember we mentioned that you need to install Invit. So since you already have Invit, therefore, why not use it? So once you have Invit, you should be able to first copy the YouTube URL, and you should be able to see the Invit Chrome extension located on the top right of your Chrome browser. Click on it, and this pop-up will appear. Select on Open Invit, and then you will be redirected to this page. Go to Analysis, and paste the URL you copied earlier, and click on Submit, and you'll be able to see there is this thing called Upload Time, and it will show you the displayed time in UTC, which is even better than what you would get on YouTube. Okay, next is Instagram. So the timestamp is always shown below the content, right? So what you're gonna do is that you gotta click on it, right-click on it, and then select Inspect. And then you will see the upload time in UTC highlighted in the browser inspector. Now, if you're unable to find it, then you can also use Control F to search date time. For TikTok, it's a little trickier. Remember, we always get redirected on TikTok web to the user page. So you have to go to the individual post, make sure that you go to the individual post URL. And then after that, you got to right click on the video, select view page source, and then you'll be redirected to this page with like a lot of string of codes. Now you gotta use Control F, or if you're on Mac, Command F, and search for create time. And only find the first instance for create time and copy the string of codes, string of digits immediately following it. And why we say the first instance? Because the second instance is actually when the account was set up, not the upload post time. Now we go to a timestamp converter. In this case, we are showing this example of Unix timestampconverter.com. And then you just paste that string of digits that you copied, and it would convert to you into UTC. Now, the challenge for today is find out which of these posts was first to appear online. We have 3 social media posts. Now, just make sure you find out exact time of upload and explain how you came to your solution. As usual, submit your answer here at bit.ly/GNI_P1 quiz or scan the QR code. We'll explain the solution tomorrow. Thank you.